Hello and welcome to the Red Men TV. It's another daily news. It's the third one of the day, the third daily news show of the day. There's going to be more tomorrow. Hopefully, Liverpool do some business tomorrow as well, because I don't want to be sticking around here till 11 o'clock tonight and then having to do it again tomorrow. But you know what? It's transfers. And it's fine to talk about transfers when you're actually signing people. And it looks like Liverpool are going to sign somebody. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, deal agreed, 35 million quid. He's going to be, according to Melissa Reddy, having a medical at St George's Park later this evening, actually. So the deal might get done tonight, it might get done tomorrow, assuming that he passes said medical, ahead of signing a 5-year contract with Liverpool. Nothing's been mentioned so far about how much money he'll be on. But I'd hazard a guess there's going to be less than Arsenal because, you know, he wants to play for us and he doesn't want to play for them. That's the way it is. Oh, can I just mention as well, while we're here, is this the second player of the summer that doesn't want to go to the Champions but does want to come to us? Virgil van Dijk wants to come to us, didn't want to go to Chelsea. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain wants to come to us, didn't want to go to Chelsea. Just saying. Oh, Solanke was at Chelsea. And where did he go? He came to Liverpool. Why? Because we're building something. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, listen, I think everybody knows, and Melissa Reddy's talked about this already. So quite a few times during the summer and stuff, is that he was never a primary target, but he was a good addition to the squad and stuff, and it's his versatility, I feel, that means that he is an important signing for Liverpool if we do get this deal done. 35 million quid, apparently it's 10 million more than what Liverpool had budgeted and what they wanted to spend on Alex Oxlade. It's a lot of money for someone who's out of contract in what, 12 months' time or just less than, but you know what, if it improves you, if it gives you that strength and depth, that means you can go and challenge for trophies, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe and in FA competitions as well, then sound. And I'm all for that. And he wants to play centre midfield. Klopp's probably giving him some kind of assurances, I would guess. We're not playing wing back, so he's not going to be playing right back. Plus, we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold and Moreno, so he's not going to be playing full-backs, is he? Because we've got the best full-backs in the league. At least when Moreno's playing like one of them anyway. How long that'll last, I don't know. But listen, I'm going to get into the comments anyway because, you know, it's been a mental day. Jerry Mahabir, I'd rather have Craig Gardner. At least he can score goals. Boo. Callum Austin, get a defender. Just enjoy us maybe signing forwards. It's always good. You know, forwards, midfielders, they are really better than signing defenders. Like, I know Van Dijk still needs to be done and stuff like that. George Nichols, announce Lamar! And I'm gonna guess there's gonna be quite a few of these. Like, Arsene Wenger, we want you to stay, says Kwesi. Addy, which is boss. Dan, meh. Pretty average, but respect for turning down Chelsea. Ha 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 ha. This is the thing. Like, look, I've said all summer long I like Oxlade-Chamberlain as a player. I really do like what he can bring to it. And listen, his Arsenal career hopefully is drawing to an end, and as such, he should be afforded some time and space to develop as a Liverpool player. You know, he's still young. He's been at Arsenal a long time. He is experienced. He's experienced in European competition. He's probably got more European games under his belt than most of the players in the Liverpool squad, especially Champions League, because he's played for Arsenal for so long now. His goal return, his assist return, I think isn't good enough at the moment, but he has been shifted in and out of the team all the time. And, you know, he's had a lot of injuries during his young career. I think he can get better is what I'm trying to say, and I trust that Klopp makes players better, and I think we've seen that. I think we've seen that in Gini Wijnaldum and stuff as well. Tom's looking at me like I've missed something, so what have I missed, Tom?
Super chat. It's somewhere in the melee. I'll just read it out.
Well, go ahead, I'll go. Agent O'Donnell's chuff think Ox is a great squad player and can't be arsed $4.
Paying over the odds, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead. I agree with you, Adrian. I think something was lost in translation between American and English there, but that happens a lot, doesn't it? Let's be honest. No, I agree with you. I think he is a really good player and stuff. And listen, there'll be a lot of people. I'm actually really surprised that not so many people are talking about is it Lamar or Oxlade-Chamberlain. Chris must have gone champ man style on someone on all these signing bids out of nowhere. Milesy 20. Yeah, man, I think that's the way that it's gone, isn't it? It's okay, Lamar, right? According to Melissa Reddy, if you read her article on goal.com, we are still in negotiations, over £70 million for Lamar. So it doesn't look right now like it is Oxlade-Chamberlain or Lamar. It does look like we are pursuing both. No bid has been made for Virgil van Dijk as of yet. But, you know, there's still hours left in the transfer deadline, until the transfer deadline, so we could possibly get something done there. Okay, we've just had another chat come in. Dan Kraft, when will people learn to stop doubting Klopp's transfers? Gini, Mane, now they're unhappy with Mox. Yeah, Dan Kraft, let them be unhappy with him, and then when he performs on the pitch, we'll be like, yeah, Sam, thank you very much. There's a reason that the champions of England wanted Oxlade-Chamberlain. There is. And you know what? Antonio Conte can pick a player. We've seen that he can pick a player. We've seen him make signings. People laughed when he signed David Luiz and threw him in the back three. He was brilliant last season. So Antonio Conte can pick a player. Antonio Conte can manage a football club. He's won the Premier League at his first attempt. He wanted Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now Jurgen Klopp, who we already know is a great manager and a good manager and can do things on the European stage, wants Oxlade-Chamberlain. What's it matter what we think if we think he's not good enough or not, really? When two of the best managers, and it's probably two of the top 10 managers in world football, think he's a good player. I'm just saying I'd probably back him and back them. But yeah, great point, Dan Kraft. Thank you very much for that one, mate. We've got another one, Daz Muchacho. So we've just wasted 15 million on a more versatile Ibe. Ox always lose the ball after dribbling and can't pick a pass. Why aren't we trying for Alexi? I don't see, thanks for the chat first of all, Daz, I don't see it that it's £15 million wasted. I think, you know, again, it kind of goes back to it, doesn't it? Bournemouth were bidding for Jordan Ibe, Chelsea and Liverpool were bidding for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and I think there's a clear golfing class there. I think, as you quite rightly say, he is more versatile, so that, you know, that might cost a little bit more money as well. Why aren't we trying for Alexi? I have no idea. I would love us to sign Alexis Sanchez. I mean, 70 million, it just seems like a bit of a bargain for one of the best players in the world, you know, yeah, easily one of the best players in the Premier League and stuff, and I would love us to throw a bid in on Alexis Sanchez as well. Let's just kick Arsenal while they're down, beat them 4-0, take a player off them, and then take the best player. That would be a good week in my eyes, absolutely. Jonathan O'Reilly, does this mean loan Lamar? Not according to Melissa Reddy. We are pursuing Lamar. Thanks for the comment. If we chose the Ox over Lamar, then that is a problem. LS15QD. Yeah, it could be a bit of a problem, couldn't it? I think there's going to be two ways of looking at this. People are going to think that if we can't get a deal over the line for Lamar, people are going to think that we chose Chamberlain over Lamar. I think at some point when the deadline is looming, if you can't get a deal for your number one target, I imagine that would be Lamar, then you do have to move on at this point to somebody else. I'd like to believe the journalists in Liverpool that you know, we are pursuing Lamar as well, and it's not just a front. I don't think it would be a front. Hey, Chris, I know you like Chamberlain, but don't you think it looks stupid if we're willing to buy Chamberlain for 35 million, who we could get for a free in a year, but not willing to go from 75 to 92 for Lamar, says Damien Nielsen. It's an interesting point. Listen, what's the difference there? We're talking 17 million quid. This is what makes me think, and you've just hammer nail head, as it were. That's why I don't think they're exclusive, because I think you would just spend the extra 17 million quid and go and get a much better player, in my opinion, Lamar. But you know what? It's about valuation, isn't it? Like I always say this when I went to Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania. I don't always say this. I went to Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania on my honeymoon and stuff, and there's a bartering country, there's a bartering style of doing things over there, and you know, we were in really poor African countries and stuff, and I had this work of art, and we bought loads of stuff when we were over there. It was a carving, yeah, it's probably not what you think that I buy on my holidays and stuff, but it was a lovely carving of some elephants. They were bookends, right? And I had an idea of what I wanted to spend, and I knew what my top valuation of that was, and like the people in Africa, their valuation was probably well lower than mine, and I probably could have got it for, like, I ended up picking these up for like $30 or something like that, and I was thinking that's a really good deal, because I think in the UK that would be about 60 quid for something like this, 70 quid maybe, sound, no problem. But they wanted $10, and I was quite happy to pay them 30, because that's what I valued it at. Now, you know, it's a bit of a different way of looking at it, but, you know, Liverpool might have a higher ceiling. What they absolutely totally think that it's not worth us spending £92 million on Lamar. You know, the 74 million is Divock Origi on loan for a season as well. Maybe they want 94 million, whatever it is. It might just be too much, and at some point you do have to look at it and go, that's too much. You know, we look for cameras all the time and stuff like that on eBay, and it's like, well, that's 800 quid, and I'm not going higher than 800 quid. Liverpool might think of it like that. There you go. There's a little story from my honeymoon about some bookends that I bought that were carved into the shape of elephants. Didn't expect to be talking about that on this show, but that's what you've come to expect when I do a Redmen TV Live. Leon, Levi, Chris, you're well behind schedule. Wasn't the Ox playing for us on Sunday? Laughed my ass off. You're right. He defo was. Yeah, he loves it. It's boss though, isn't it? I mean, just nicking Arsenal players is great. Like, okay, Shirkans Vekataramani. It's really an exciting time to be a Liverpool fan right now. Hope we sign Virgil van Dijk as well before the deadline. Love the positive vibe around Klopp and LFC. Everything's changed in the last sort of 48 hours. Getting Keita to come in next summer, looking like we're pursuing Virgil van Dijk, looking like we're pursuing Thomas Lemar, and now having a bid accepted for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Just boss, isn't it? It's a great time to be a Liverpool fan. You're right, and I appreciate your positivity because I fucking love that shit. So we're going to go, can we get Lemar and Virgil van Dijk, says Samir, as if. It's mad. It's crazy. You would look at it and go, it's taken us 3 months to buy, you know, a couple of players. What's going on? And then all of a sudden, we're motoring. Michael Edwards has got his team absolutely humming. It's going to be amazing. Watch the shows tomorrow because it's going to go off big time. We're going to be here all day and all night, of course. But I think we're gonna do some hourly updates as well. So if you enjoy Red Men TV Live, you want some hourly updates from me, actually, because Paul's in London. You might get bored, you might get sick to death of me, but I'll tell you different stories from my honeymoon, like the time I got shot at. I'll tell you all about that if you really want. That was wicked. The other time I got held up for going to look at a waterfall, I'll tell you all about that as well. So there's loads of stuff coming, and hopefully Liverpool transfers as well. Don't forget to like the video, because it looks like we're signing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Leave us your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm off to record a brand new Liverpool stat show.